Hello, welcome to this episode of Escaping the Echo Chamber. I'm your host, Aaron Comey. Have you been following the Joshua Brown case? Have you heard of it? Did you know that Joshua Brown, who was a witness against Amber Geiger uh, shortly after her conviction and sentence last week, he was murdered on Friday afternoon, Friday evening, I believe. Saturday, it was revealed who he was because he was murdered on Friday. They didn't release the name of the individual murdered, and then on Saturday, they announced that the individual murdered was actually Joshua Brown. Now, I actually did a video on it already, preliminary video, because not a lot of information was known, and the question was, who did it? It didn't. I mean, the timing looked like just too suspicious, too bad. Like right then and there, a lot of people were instantly like, okay, wait a minute. Did the cops have this guy killed? Did the cops kill this guy? Now, some more information has come out. There there is a tendency, if you have an opinion, even when new information comes, to just disregard that new information if it doesn't fit your opinion. And I try not to do that. And if I see myself doing it, I try to correct it. So now new information has come out. The cops say they have arrested someone in connection with his murder. It's an individual from another state. He said the cops are saying that there were three individuals that came from another state to buy drugs from Joshua Brown. Okay, that's their that's what they're saying. I don't know if this is accurate. I don't know if they're telling us the truth. Uh, if you've learned anything from just watching law enforcement in the past several years, in terms of just watching what's been revealed about law enforcement, I've seen it. I guess my entire life. Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the city. I grew up in the Bronx, and so I've had a different view of police than a lot of people who think that police are the good guys, um, and anybody who has a problem with police is a bad guy. I've seen police do some real shady nonsense. Um, and so I don't just automatically take what the police say as true. However, I'm not going to automatically dismiss it as this is a setup. I do want to know more information. I saw a post, Robert Pattillo. Um, he's a lawyer who's frequently, he does punditry on, I've seen him on Fox News, other channels as well. Um, but he did a post about how this reminds him of a Dave Chappelle skit where the cops will kill somebody and hey, just sprinkle a little crack on them, you know, because up until now, I believe the narrative was, hey, just Joshua Brown guy is a clean cut guy. He's not involved in anything, but now he's a drug dealer. They said they searched his apartment, found a whole lot of marijuana. In fact, I'm trying to figure out how much weed they say they found. Um, how much weed did they say they found? That'd be helpful. They say they confiscated 12. Yeah, so the actual what the cops what the cops are now saying is that they confiscated 12 pounds of marijuana and $4,000 out of Joshua Brown's apartment. Okay, so right then and there, that's my question: is this drug deal that he was allegedly involved in? Was it a drug deal for marijuana, for weed? Um, and these guys came from These guys came from another state to buy marijuana, like from from him, and they got into an argument, and shots were fired, and this guy and Joshua Brown was murdered. Is that the official story? That's what it seems like they're saying, which is interesting. Which is it's interesting. Like I said, I'm not going to automatically assume that it is either true or untrue, but it's an interesting story, an allegation that's being presented. It's like, okay, let's see what more information comes out. Clearly, the family is not entirely on board with the story, and the lawyer is actually Esley Merritt is actually calling for an independent investigation. Well, I mean, hey, that's not an unreasonable request. Amber Geiger herself, when she was before she was arrested, the Texas Rangers came in and conducted an investigation. Even with an independent investigation, though, I mean, they've already searched his apartment. Um, they've already, you know, nabbed these guys. I mean, I guess an independent investigation would be done to. I guess an independent investigation would be done to see if all of the necessary steps were followed, protocols were followed, and try to see if there was any mistakes made. Let's put it that way. But it's so at present there are two suspects. Well, one suspect is they said was shot and he's in the hospital. He's in critical condition. Um, the I think his father, that suspect's father, is is under arrest in the police custody, and they're saying that they're looking for a third individual who was involved in this. So it's a story to keep an eye on and see what develops. But at present, it appears at present the story is that the Dallas police or any individuals from the Dallas police did not kill this man. Joshua Brown was allegedly killed in a drug deal gone bad, uh, and that's the current story that's being promoted, that's being put forward. And hey, I guess we can just wait for more data, more details to see if everything makes sense and that no mistakes were made. But thank you for checking out this episode. I really wanted to make sure I get this information out there, this update. Thank you for checking out the channel. As always, be sure to give me a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time.